I have 71 hours remaining in the most important transfer window since I joined Birmingham City, but 30 goals in our first 6 matches of the season. Greetings, my excellent friends. Welcome back to Club 2 Part 8 of the Director of Moneyball. I'm Kirk Sheridan, and yes, we are the great entertainers of the Championship. We started with that 3-3 draw against Derby County. We beat Burton 2-0 in the Carabao Cup, and then, whoa, a 3-2 victory, a 5-3 loss, a 4-1 victory, and a 3-1 loss. I think it's fair to say, any matches we show you today, you're probably getting your money's worth. We have the worst defence in the division by a mile and the second best attack. Bit of a crazy situation to be in after 4 matches, but we sit in 16th place. The board were expecting us to avoid relegation, of course, and the media think we're good for 17th. So far, so good. And I'm particularly excited to see that our key players are getting better rapidly. Last episode, of course, Bennett and Fleming were pretty much right at the bottom of this list, but now, scroll up, there's Ridian Bennett climbing up. And keep going, Eddie Salcedo has flown since he joined us. He's now leapt from a 3-star to a 4-star player in the space of 4 matches, made 5 starts, scored 6 goals, averaging a 7.57. Moneyball at work. Bennett has also been developing brilliantly. In his 6 starts so far, 3 goals and 3 assists, average of a 7.37. And of course, this lad is still only 17 years old. I am, though, still desperately looking out for an attacking midfielder and a striker. Our depth here is not brilliant. We've had to bring in Luke Plange on a free transfer. Van der Heyden has joined us now on loan and done well in his first few matches, but depth here is not as good as at centre-back, obviously. And to be honest, if there is another centre-back who becomes available during our transfer deadline shenanigans, I would not say no. We've got 200k of transfer budget left. We've also got about 13k of wage budget remaining as well, so room to manoeuvre. And I have actually asked the board already to increase our transfer and wage budget. It's late in the day, obviously. Deadline shuts very soon. Over to them to see what the answer is. Sadly, I'm less hopeful about getting any money for Jude Bellingham this summer. His release clause expires today. Come on, PSG! Make a move! Right, I have tried to drum up some interest. I've made a little bit of an intervention beyond my normal parameters. I have gone out to the media and told them, yes, I'm looking for an attacking midfielder. Hopefully, that will attract some agent offers at least and increase the likelihood of bringing in someone in that position. And I've also set up a friendly against local opposition just to boost the team's morale a little bit off the back of a couple of tricky fixtures in the league. But sadly, Bellingham's release clause has now expired. No movement from Borussia Dortmund, so this is what we are left with. £200,000 of transfer budget, 14k of wage budget, and 15 hours to do some incredible Moneyball business as the director of football. Now, obviously, this is the type of save that's so good, even Clates is out there doing it now. You might have seen his video that released a couple of days ago. Go out there and watch it. It's awesome. And if you like that and you like this, help me out. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, drop me a comment as well to tell me how much you're enjoying it. It's awesome to see other content creators out there supporting this type of save. But I'd really appreciate a little love for the little guy as well. Thanks, guys. Okay, 15 hours to go, and we have started to make some moves. I've discovered Sam Berkema, I'm not sure, I'm going to say Sam, to avoid butchering the pronunciation of his name. So, Sam, we have offered an actual proper fee for £50,000 up front and 2 instalments of 200k each. I'm by now so confident in our future transfer budget because the amount of money we're making from player sales, we can totally soak that up over the next couple of years. He was transfer listed for 425k. We've got a bit above that just to make sure that we secured the deal. And he would come in as a very handy central defender. Also the best leader at the club, which would be a fantastic result. He is a little bit older than the usual Moneyball profile, 26 years old, but given the challenges we've had at Birmingham, I'm pushing the boat out just this once. I think it's fair to do so. He's close to the 20 to 25 age bracket, not quite in it, but he is the kind of player we desperately need. So fingers crossed we'll be able to convince him to join. And I've also discovered one of my old favourites, a free loan opportunity. Luke Harris is an attacking midfielder, naturally, can play as a shadow striker very well for us. And if he joins us for nothing, well, that'll be a bargain, won't it? 14 hours to go, and Sam could be joining for what looks like a bargain price, only 3.3k per week, for one of the best central defenders and a natural-born leader. I'm not too fussed about that relegation release clause, because honestly, I don't think we're going to go down this year. Oh, look at this, my friends. Rydian Bennett has won the Championship Young Player of the Month award for August, and Van der Heyden has come second. Our Moneyball principles to give youth a chance are clearly working well. 10 hours to go, and it's all starting to come together. Harris is in. We'll ask Fleming to welcome him to the club, and Sam's been granted a work permit. He is joining us as well for bargain wages. That is absolutely fantastic. 2 players who are going to come straight into the first team. I've still got 10 hours left and some room to manoeuvre. Right, what's next on the list? No way. No way. 6 hours to go. And look what the board have done. They've given me £4 million to spend. Oh my word, and they've increased our wage budget by £50,000 a week. This is amazing. £4 million? I mean, what? I'm legit stunned. Certainly didn't expect the board to give me that before the transfer window closed. I thought it would be the same as last year and they'd say afterwards, yeah, have a bit more spending money that we'll then take away in a few weeks. This is awesome. Right then, scouted players in range, let's go. Right, I'm possibly getting a bit carried away here, and quite frankly, with that kind of spending money, I don't care. I've been waiting for this so long. Roddy McGregor is an attacking midfielder who's come up on our scout reports as an outstanding signing. Currently decent Championship player, can become good in future, and available for £1.6 million because he's got a relegation release clause from recently relegated Inverness Caledonian Thistle. So we have offered that straight up, sign a high quality attacking midfielder that we desperately need. And next up, this one might be fanciful because of the quality of the player involved, but it's impossible to turn down a transfer of this value for this quality of player when you're playing a Moneyball save. James Garner, we've been able to offer 700k to Everton and it's been accepted. He's transfer listed by request. His wages are exceptionally high. We might not be able to offer him a competitive contract, but it's absolutely worth a go. Because look at him. Look at him. I'd expect him to play as a deep line playmaker or defensive midfielder in front of that back three. He could do an amazing job and would comfortably be the best player at the club. Come on, James. Birmingham is calling you. Sadly, it's not to be for Garner. He wants £37,000 a week. The most we can go is less than 20, and there's just no room to manoeuvre. So sadly, we are going to have to walk away from negotiations with Garner. But Roddy McGregor is looking very promising. Yes, he'll be the highest paid player at the club, but 4-year contract, no minimum fee release clause. This is looking good. And as we've lost out on James Garner, I am really pushing out the transfer boat. Ethan Irajon is asking to leave Liverpool. He's played a season in the Scottish Premier League for St Mirren and done pretty well. Moved to Liverpool for £4.5 million. Not really had much of an opportunity, but could comfortably be that ball-winning midfielder, deep line playmaker that we were looking for Garner to be, with loads of room to grow into a good Premier Division player. So we've offered a structured deal, £4.5 million, and it has been accepted. Transformational money here for Birmingham City. Potentially a transformational player. He's joining us. He's actually joining us. 15.5k per week, so it's not even as much as I thought we might have to stump up. We've agreed that if he gets 5 international caps, he can have a wage bump. A minimum fee release clause for clubs in the Premier League, £14.5 million. So we would triple our money. Moneyball principles at work once more. Well, 2 hours to go and it is all coming together. Roddy McGregor is in. He has joined. He is an official Birmingham City player. And so is Ethan Arajon. He's the first player we've ever brought in who's had an A rating from the fans. This is absolutely awesome. We've strengthened all over the park. Decent quality goalkeeper. We've now got 3 top quality centre-backs. Phenomenal depth in defensive midfield. Right wing back with room to develop. Great option for first choice wing back. And finally, a couple of options in attacking midfield and some good looking options up front as well. And that is it. We are done. 11:15 on Monday, the 1st of September. Quite a frantic day. We spent £6.5 million in that transfer window. Just like to remind you that before that little windfall, we'd spent £3,500 in total on 10 players. I really hope that those 2 we paid good money for actually step in and do a very good job for us. We're still right down at the bottom of wages spent, but look, this time last year, we were spending £67,000 on wages. We've nearly tripled that. Still massively short of the top teams in the division. But you know what? The media now reckon we're good for 16th place. Just a couple of weeks ago, they were predicting we'd finish 23rd. So that is a hugely, enormously successful transfer window. 20 players in total have either gone out on loan or left permanently. And if you add in the players that we signed at the end of last year, 16 new players on the books who have not played for Birmingham City before this season. 16! Amazingly, team cohesion is not dreadful. We've still got that solid core of Wisdom, Terziev, Fleming and Barmer as our team leaders and highly influential players who are holding this disparate mess of brand new players together. So we better see how quickly they can gel. We've got a friendly against Willenhall coming up next. Just a chance for the team to cut loose, build a bit of morale before we take on Rotherham in the Championship. Rotherham who are in 3rd place. Bit of a test then. Well, before we get to that friendly, I've got to show you this quickly. Rydian Bennett's just made his Wales debut. 71 minutes played and scored a hat-trick. What a debut. He's currently valued £7 to £11.5 million. We're only paying him £1,000 a week. How long until he comes knocking on the door for a new contract, I wonder? Well, this could be a stroke of director of football genius. That friendly was the best preparation we could possibly hope for the match against Rotherham. A 10-0 victory. Absolute walk in the park. 3 goals for Salcedo, 3 for Plant, 1 for Harris, Fleming, Bicalio. They're spread around all over the place. And we now have 1 week to go. Thomas Lech is focusing on some defensive training ahead of that match with Rotherham. Right, my friends, the moment is finally here. Game day after deadline day. Board are expecting a draw, so are the supporters, but they want to be spoiled with some exciting attacking football, witness plenty of entertaining football. Well, given 30 goals in our previous 6 matches, there'll probably not be a clean sheet involved here. And despite us being in 17th and Rotherham in 4th, we're favourites. I can't wait to see how Thomas Lech sets this team up. I have no control over it whatsoever. It is all down to our assistant manager. I know he's going to play 5-2-1-2, but who he's going to play? No idea. Let's find out. Here is our lineup. Luke Harris starts with Salcedo and Van der Heyden up front. So Rydian Bennett doesn't even make the team. He has been on international duty, to be fair. He's played twice now. Scored, I believe, 6 goals in 2 starts for Wales. So he is probably quite tired as a 17-year-old. Doesn't make the starting 11 today. But we now have, for the first time, a squad of players that I actually have a bit of faith in. So Garcia in goal, Welsh, Barmer and Sam at the back. Our best 3 centre-backs. Fantastic to see them all on the pitch at the same time. Reynolds there starting at right wing-back as well, building up the play nicely. Van der Heyden there up front, who's got off to a good goal-scoring start for us. Harris starting his first match, that free loan signing. We have got a decent enough XG so far. Not many highlights, but half an hour in, we do seem to be on top against Rotherham. Attacking again down the right flank. Reynolds taking on his marker. Plays it back to Bakema. Oh my word! Debut goal of the season! Ethan Arajon, the club record signing. Well, my record signing. Most I've ever spent on a player as the director of Moneyball. £4.5 million. being repaid straight away. Look at this. One touch. Wallop. Oh, I genuinely feel like we could do amazing things at Birmingham now. It's no longer a case of merely scraping to survive. It's actually seeing what we can do. Long kick out from the back by Rotherham. They do manage to get on the ball for the first time, and a ball over the top. Oh, that's an inexperienced defence playing together. Weren't able to play the offside trap effectively there. Easily onside. No one really following the runner there. Barmer probably the most at fault. Should have got goal side. And it really wasn't as tight as the game might have suggested there. But that was their first pretty much only opportunity. We have comfortably got a higher XG than them. And obviously we've scored with the least likely of all of the shots. But if we can continue this, I'm confident we can at least score one more in the second half. The team are doing well here. I know Thomas Lech is a great motivator. Hopefully he can fire them up. Looks like Van der Heyden now is playing as a trequartista up front alongside an advance forward. So he's showing some creative trust in the players there to be free, be unique, use their flair. We're knocking it around at the back here, and that wasn't the best ball out from Garcia, unfortunately, but it goes to Salcedo, to Harris, who's got acres of space to run into and should not have taken the shot from there. What was he thinking? He had plenty of time. We've got Arahan and Gabua there, who are both booked. That's a bit nervy at 70 minutes gone. And what's this? We've switched to a 4-2-3-1. So he's brought on McGregor comes on for his debut. Bennett is on as well. And time is running out, unfortunately. Are we going to get another highlight before the end of the match? 4 minutes of added time. We do. We get a corner. Come on. Get a winner here. This would be the icing on the cake. Hinshelwood is in. Yes. Jack Hinshelwood. Last season's lone hero. The best performer. Two of our midfielders showing their stuff here. Two young players as well, taking leadership responsibility, leading by example, and we get a 2-1 victory. Oh, you have no idea how good this makes me feel. Look at that XG compared to Rotherham. I say again, they were 4th, we were 17th. If we play like that for the rest of the season, we could achieve great things, my friends. Some outstanding performances there. A 7.5 and an assist for new boy Sam in defence there. Ethan Arahan obviously scored the world-beating first goal. McGregor came off the bench to set up Hinshelwood for the winner. 4 more debuts in that match. Arahan, Harris, Sam and McGregor. And this is what I like to see. Thomas Lech is not satisfied with this. He wants to go on and take our game to the next level. That's it, Thomas. I believe in you. You are the man. Comfortable mid-table finish this season would be absolutely glorious. As it stands, we're 13th. Still got a job to do to improve our defence. It'd be nice to tighten up at the back, but 4 points clear of the drop zone after 5 matches. I am so delighted. And we have more winnable fixtures coming up next. QPR, Peterborough at home. I genuinely have no idea where we could be in the table by the time we come back, but I believe that this squad can definitely drive us to great things this season. I hope you've enjoyed what you watched today. It's been a pleasure to share with you the most crazy transfer deadline experience of all time. What is it with Birmingham? Last year was mad. This even madder. Please drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on and all that jazz to find out the second the next video drops. And in the meantime, as always, be excellent to each other. I'm Kirk Sheridan. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you soon.